Okay, everybody, so for everyone out there that doesn't know very much about Waffle House, I don't really post any videos on my YouTube channel. I just use it for music and stuff like that. It's like my own personal Pandora. But look, Waffle House is always looking for people to hire them. We always are on social media for things that are crazy. Like, I currently work at the Waffle House that just had a huge fight at it. Like, it was probably the white trash viral thing that I think everyone saw. 42 million viewers on what is that, Twitter. But you know, despite all the things that it has like that, and it even didn't and it's come so far. I worked there when I was 19 and I'm 31 now. When I was 19, the managers, even district managers, made like $8.50 an hour and no more than that, and it wasn't corporate. Well, now that it's corporate and it's 10, 11 years later, you know, just cooking, you'll start out at $10.50 an hour, and then waiting tables, you start out at $2.50 an hour, and then you make tips. And I almost always leave with $100 at the least. You always leave with 20% of the shift sales of the store once you are fully aware of how to do your job properly. But you'll still leave with no less than 10% in the beginning. Like, so, you know, we overstaff and things like that, but usually Waffle House, if you stick it out, you're going to be that person that you can do anything. I cannot show up to work for a week or two at a time, and they will still let me come in that door. One of my really good friends that works with me, Michelle, she has stolen an entire drawer's worth of money. Now, you got to mind you, I'm a recovering drug addict, and so is Michelle. Now, when Michelle was on drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, she worked there, and she, on a bar rush day, she put all the money in her pocket. I think she said it was like $900. But now that she's sober and changing her life, Waffle House will be this place where, I'm not trying to say about what we all do wrong, but I want you to understand that they will be this job that will be there for you no matter what. No matter what you do to them or what you do in your life, Waffle House will not judge you. They will always give you a job. I have never met someone who was ineligible for rehire at Waffle House, ever. Now, I'm going to tell you that corporate complaints don't even matter at this place. I've corporately complained against a fellow coworker and it did nothing. But I'm going to tell you, though, that if you want to be responsible, this is also a job where if you're a grill op, you can make $20 an hour in 2 years. Less than 2 years, if you really, really work at it. Like, if you are someone so dedicated to your job, you will have $20 an hour within a year. No joke. The raises go on after how much you cook. So when you're cooking, if you cook $1 million, then you are eligible to get a raise. Like, you have to cook $1,000 by yourself, and then you have to be able to cook things by the book, like, you know, to bake and flip it every 15 seconds or whatever, and then you get a raise up to $12. That's when you get to be, I think they call it like a master or whatever. And then you get the $1 Million Club, and they'll give you t-shirts for however much you cook. But within a year, you could be making $20 an hour. I, right now, waiting tables make $100 a day. And I'm going to tell you that this place, Waffle House, will give you so much overtime, it's ridiculous. They don't really have overtime how it works with other people. And then not only that, when you take to-go orders, you get 10% of what that order costs goes in your paycheck every week. And then, for some reason, though, we can never have reliable people that think that they make money. When Waffle House first starts you out, you don't get a shift by yourself. You know, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to work with other people. You're going to have to see who's lazy. Because I'm going to tell you that what they're going to do is pair you up with someone else. And if that someone else goes home every day when they see that you're there too, then you are going to be the person that is there when they're gone very shortly. Because they're going to put them in a position where they'll quit. But yeah, I'm going to tell you that you can get as much overtime as you want. I'm recovering a homeless drug addict. And when I got my house, they gave me 80-hour work weeks. As long as I wanted. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I worked 80 hours, and they gave them to me with no problem with them giving me the overtime. And I got into my home. I lived out back in my car while I was doing this, and they knew it. You know, like, I'm telling you, this is a job where I wish more people knew how much Waffle House could do for their lives. They do offer health insurances and things like that. I don't really know how much they cost, but I'm just an average Waffle House employee, and if I work every day, I'm guaranteed to make. I could work 2 days a week right now, and I make $300 a week off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can have there's no other job in the world that will give you as much overtime as you want, because the way it works is every store has its own overtime. So if you work 40 hours at this store, and then you go work another 8 hours at this other store, well, that store over there pays you for your 8 hours, not the one you originally worked at. And so forth, and it changes. So if you work at another store, so what they'll do is they'll send you to different stores, and they're not really, you know what I mean? Each store isn't paying that much overtime, but the districts don't care about overtime. They don't mind. They're that hurt for people, because so many people, because because they give everyone a chance, there are people in there that really abuse the fact that they have a good job. And they never last very long. That's when they overstaff you and you have 2 people on your shift and it really doesn't need it and you're not making a lot of money, this is where they do this every now and then to try to find someone who's going to stay, because 1 out of 15, 20 people they hire is going to stay for more than 3 months. 1 out of every 50 people they hire is going to stay for a year. And, you really have room for opportunities here, at this place. Even districts and general managers, you have to have some college experience to be a manager, but come on, as a grill off, you can make $20 an hour within a year. You'll start out at $10.50 an hour, you'll get 40 hours a week, trust me. It might be hard, but trust me, you can do it. The more you do it, the more you'll be able to. You can cook eggs and bacon at home, you can do this. Just do it the way that you're comfortable in the beginning, and then you'll realize that it's not as hard as you think. You're making it out to be harder than it is. But they hire so many people, so when they've overstaffed and you lose hope with them, it's because they are going to have to find this 1 out of every 50 that's going to stay for a long time. And I'm going to tell you that, when they do that, that's going to make it to where you've got to realize they need someone. And so they're going to hire a lot of people at once trying to find one that'll stay. And then, for a little while you might not make money, and sometimes it fluctuates. Sometimes you might make too much money. Like all the Waffle House's power went out in the town I live in except for the one I worked at. So we were doing $3,800 shifts, which is a lot. With COVID, I was doing $1,200 shifts all by myself. For some reason, COVID made everybody want to go out to eat. I have no idea why. Shitloads of people went out to eat, but I'm going to tell you that I did not get financially hurt because of COVID. I made $100 a day as payment from Waffle House, and then I made $100 a day as tips. And so I made $200 in 2 days. I'm going to tell you that you could make, as a waitress, I make $170 paychecks every week, working 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week. You get to go. So you take these to-go orders. So if you are willing to put in the extra work to answer the phone and take these, you can make $170 paychecks a week, plus your tips. And if you're on a shift alone, you're going to make at least $100. $70 to $100, no less. Some girls make more. And it doesn't matter what you look like. It's not because I'm pretty. These girls that make more than me are fat and ugly. I don't know, so that's not it. But you will really get regulars. You'll see the results of your work. So if you know anyone that would like a job, Waffle House is a great place to work, and we always desperately need people that are going to stay, and it's a highly underrated place. There really is room for growth, and I'm going to say, I just went in there after my name not even being on the schedule because of confusion, and I'm going to say that I just went in there, and they leave these little lines open. Most people don't even know the lines are open for where there's room for an extra worker that day, either cooking or serving, and I filled myself out for 80 something hours for the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They messed up. They were like, here, just go in there and figure out, put your days in and see what else is over there. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know they could do that. They don't care enough. So if you would please spread the word about how Waffle House could be a great career opportunity for someone. They offer salaries for managers. So if you have even a year of college experience and you dropped out, you can be a manager starting out at $60,000 a year if you can handle it. I couldn't. It's not enough money. But still, please tell everyone about Waffle House. It is a fucking wonderful place.